we will have that moment of reflection, 13 seconds, where the players stand side by side as Rugby League says no to racism in sport and also society in general. So the players, they will stand shoulder to shoulder now for 13 seconds as the Rugby Football League sends a strong message against racism and discrimination in sport of Rugby League and also society. The referee for this afternoon's game here at the Keepmoat Stadium is James Vella from Australia. He is a part-time official who joined the RFL ranks in 2020, his first taste of officiating the Bradford Bulls, and we'll go through the Bradford lineup once again then. So there's 3 players making their debut here this afternoon at the Keepmoat Stadium. Aaron Murphy, Ben Evans and Billy Jowett, and the Bradford Bulls will line up with Joe Brown at fullback as the Sheffield Eagles get us underway here as Brandon Pickersgill takes the ball in his own goal area, and he'll immediately feed the ball to Dan Fleming, and Fleming is smothered there in a 2-man tackle 5 metres out from the Bradford try line. So Bradford line up with Joe Brown at fullback, the wing 3/4 line of Rhys Hamlet, Rhys Evans, Ross Oakes and Jack Sanderson, the half-back partnership of Brandon Pickersgill and Danny Brough, the front row forwards, Dan Fleming, Tom Doyle and Steve Crossley, the back row forwards, Adam Rooks, Brad Gallagher, and at loose forward, on debut, Aaron Murphy, and on the interchange bench, Ben Evans, Billy Jowett, Levi Nzongu and Eben Skur. Here goes Steve Crossley on tackle number 5, Bradford. They're 30 metres out from their own try line. They're having to do it a little bit tough here at the start of this game as Danny Brough gets a kick away, and that's going to bounce kindly for the Bulls here because Rhys Evans has gone onto the ball. Rhys Evans palms it backwards. Fleming has it. A chance for Bradford out wide. Brown kicks ahead into open territory, and that one is just going to go the wrong side. No, it's not. Joe Brown is going to try and keep Sheffield in the in-goal area, but Guzdeck does exceptionally well and has offloaded the ball, and now Sheffield have gone into touch. James Glover has been tackled in touch on the far stand side by Rhys Evans. An unbelievable passage of play. We've had 90 seconds on the clock. That was indescribable rugby league at times. But let me tell you, Joe Brown, he kicked ahead into space. It looked like Josh Guzdeck was going to just be cool, calm and content and let that one go over the dead ball line. But in the end, he had to take the ball and somehow offloaded the ball to James Glover, who then evaded the would-be Bradford tacklers, but he ended up going into touch under a tackle from Rhys Evans. So Bradford, they're purring here early doors. Gallagher, 8 metres out, right in front of the Sheffield post, just to the left-hand side. Back they come down that middle channel now, and it's Aaron Murphy's first carry on debut here. The former Huddersfield Giant plays the ball 5 metres out. Doyle to Brough. Brough reverse pass across the face of the post to Brown. Brown now gives it there to Adam Rooks, and Adam Rooks is brought down on tackle number 4. It's no score here, 0-0. It's Bulls TV, and it's Sheffield Eagles 0, Bradford Bulls 0, as Bradford are on the last tackle, right in front of the post, 5 metres out, looking for first points here. Doyle to Brough, crossfield kick from Brough. That one's been dealt with in the in-goal area there by Wob Warrancy, the Sheffield Eagles winger, and he'll quickly tap the ball, and here come the Eagles looking to catch the Bulls. Not back. A really lively start to this one. Eagles 0, Bulls 0. Luke Mawson.
Yeah, lively start. Danny Brough's kick straight away, causing all sorts of problems, and a lucky bounce, and then some clever play from Joe Brown, pinning Sheffield in, and some good defence, forcing that turnover. So good start from Bradford. They had some really good field position and didn't look too threatening on the Sheffield line early doors, so that'll be something that'll concern John Keir.
Well, good afternoon, says the Leicestershire Beast. He says, hope you are all well. Well, we've got fantastic weather here at the Keepmoat Stadium as Anthony Fackery floats the ball out towards Farrell on that left-hand edge, and now here comes Sheffield. They're inside that Bradford 30-metre line. Rolled over in the tackle there, and that will be tackle number 4, says referee James Vella. Down the middle they'll go with Matt James. James brought down there by Crossley, and this will be the 5th and last tackle for Mark Aston's side. They're in good ball field position, 20 metres out right in front of the post. Fackery now, a perfectly weighted kick, looking to put pressure on Sanderson. Warrency somehow gets the ball, offloads it back to Thackeray, and Sheffield are going to open the scoring here, and that is fortuitous look from Mark Aston's side. There might be a little bit of a question mark about if Aaron Brown was onside, but it was a hospital pass. It was on the floor. Thackeray's toe poked it sideways, and running onto it was Aaron Brown, and Bradford have been undone by some real unlucky rugby league at the start of this one. The Eagles 4, Bradford no score, 4 minutes on the clock. Luke Mawson, I'm speechless.
That's a rarity in itself, Mick, yeah. I think the tale of two kicks so far, the ball going all over the place, and Thackeray's kick collected by Brown on this right edge for Sheffield, and a lucky ricochet straight into the hands of a Sheffield man there, and sometimes that's all it takes from a rugby league perspective, and Sheffield's first throw into Bradford territory, a first score, so certainly we'll need a response from Bradford here.
The conversion attempt will come from Isaac Farrell right in front of the post, the Sheffield Eagles standoff half, and he puts that one between the posts and over the black dot. And this afternoon on Bulls TV, it is Sheffield Eagles 6, the Bradford Bulls 0. So just to recap, John Keir making a number of changes this afternoon, with 3 players making their Bradford Bulls debut: Aaron Murphy, Ben Evans and Billy Jowett. There's still no Sam Hallis, Manny Dawson-Jones and Jordan Lillett and George Flanagan on the suspended list. Jordan Lillett will be back for the game against Halifax in round 2, which will take place 2 weeks today. The Challenge Cup third round involving the Super League clubs and the Championship sides is back next weekend, so Bradford and Sheffield will both have a break, and the referee, James Vella, has caught Bradford offside, and Sheffield awarded a penalty on tackle number 2 on that restart. Bradford Bulls assistant coach Mark Dunning bellowing the orders from head coach John Keir, saying it's a repeat set, good line speed, good defence, good energy, and that's good energy there from Gallagher and Aaron Murphy as a forward pass from the Sheffield Eagles. Will see the Bradford Bulls regain possession inside their own half, 10 shy of the halfway line, and that was a forward pass there from Matt James to Aaron Brown, and that was due to that line speed there out of that Bulls line by Gallagher and Murphy, and that is exactly what Mark Dunning and John Keir were calling for, as Sanderson takes tackle number 1, 10 metres shy of the halfway line, 5 in from this main stand side. Ross Oakes out of dummy half now, fence 1, fence 2, 5 metres shy now Ross Oakes, second tackle gone, Bruff's in there at dummy half, goes down that right hand edge now with Aaron Murphy. Murphy's brought down. Referee's asking for quick movement from the Eagles' defence. We've just had 1 penalty, no 6 again so far, as Danny Bruff links with Joe Brown in the Eagles half, and that will see Adam Rooks get to his feet and play the ball. They'll go back down the middle channel now with Steve Crossley. 30 metres out from the Sheffield line. It's Sheffield 6, Bradford 0. 7 minutes gone on the clock, and Bradford are on the 5th and last tackle here with Danny Bruff. Danny Bruff perfectly weighted. Josh Guzdeck, the former Dewsbury man, has to shield his eyes from the sun, does exceptionally well with the sun bearing down on him in this first half, and Sheffield have the ball deep inside their own half, and they now will look to up the intensity, up the tempo, as Steve Crossley has just caught a stray arm there from Warrency out of the tackle. He holds the no to Steve Crossley, and Bradford not quick to get back, so the referee's given the first set restart of the afternoon, and Sheffield now have a fresh set of 6 as Bradford struggled to get back, and I think in Steve Crossley's case he took a bit of a stray arm there from Rob Warrency, and there's nothing really that Steve Crossley could do, and now Steve Crossley will be penalised for a ball steal. Dan Fleming also in the tackle. This is right in front of the posts. It's 40 metres out. Isaac Farrell is having a look, but Mark Aston says no, we don't want to go for 2. We want to continue the pressure on the Bulls line and potentially decline 2 and accept 4 or 6. Sheffield 6, Bradford 0 here. Worrying signs for the Bulls, having to do a lot of defending early doors in the sunshine here. 10 metres out then, they'll tap the ball. They'll head straight down towards the post. How good's the Bulls' defence? They're backed up on their own try line. out of dummy half. It'll go to Fakri, and Rhys Evans has just touched that in flight, and that one has gone forward, and it will be another repeat set of 6 here for the Sheffield Eagles. So 3 repeat sets of 6 here for the Sheffield Eagles, as Bradford have Dan Fleming down on his own try line, just receiving attention from the Bradford Bulls physio. So they're going to say it was a bit of a collision. The referee will stop the clock. Obviously, safety is paramount here for the Bradford Bulls, and that will give the Sheffield Eagles and the Bradford Bulls coaching staff the opportunity to just run on a little bit of water. But before they try and run the water on, play is back underway here as Burns gives it there towards Fakri. Fakri is brought down on top of that Bradford try line. Burns back in there at dummy half. It goes to James. Matt James is over the Bradford line. Held up. Good scrambling defence here from John Keir's side. And they will go back towards the 10-metre line. We've had 9 minutes on the clock here at the impressive Keepmoat Stadium. Bradford having to do some real Workman-like defence early doors here as it goes from Burns to Fakri, Fakri to Farrell. The two halves linking as Crossley comes across and shuts down that attack. They're 5 metres out now from that Sheffield Eagles try line. Back across the face of the post it goes. That ball's gone to ground, and it's going to be picked up with Farrell on that left edge. And Farrell, bit of a lateral run now, and a huge contact there from Aaron Murphy and Danny Brough. Sheffield on tackle number 4. This is great defence here from the Bulls, and that's a beautiful tackle out of dummy half from Danny Brough. Sheffield on the 5th and last. It goes to Fakri. Crossfield, Cake. Chance begging for the Bulls. It's gone backwards off the Sheffield arm, and Bradford have possession here. Although the referee, though, is going to say Bradford have knocked the ball on. A huge decision there. It looked like it did come off the Eagles man, but referee James Vella is best placed, and it's another set of 6 here for the Sheffield Eagles.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how he got to that decision, really, but he's given it, and Bradford really need to stay strong here, or this could get pretty ugly early doors, and they're having to do a lot of defending early on, which will tire this Bradford side out as well.
A couple of people are saying that the Our League stream has gone down. Hopefully that is back up and running for those that have paid to watch it, but you have got commentary here, and I'm going to tell you that the Eagles have doubled their lead. It is now 10 points to 0, and the referee points the finger. Well, the Bradford Bulls cannot feel sorry for themselves in this opening 10 minutes here, because it was a very, very 50-50 decision. It looked like it had come backwards off a Sheffield Eagles arm, but the officials are a lot closer than we are, and Bradford, they had to do a 4th set of 6 defending, and it was once again, it was Fakri to Farrell, and it was that short cut-out pass that has sent in Josh Guzdeck for the try, and it is now Sheffield 10, Bradford 0, as Isaac Farrell will attempt the conversion attempt right on this main stand side. 10 metres in from touch. 11 minutes on the clock here at the Keepmoat Stadium. It's Mick Gledell and Luke Mawson, your commentary team here this afternoon. Farrell has to contend with a very light breeze and sun in his face. Strikes it with the right boot. He's put it wide though, and he's actually just hit that left hand upright, so that could be absolutely crucial come the 80th minute. But Sheffield Eagles, they're going at a point a minute here in the first half, and that was on the back of Bradford conceding a penalty for offside, then 6 again, then the Rhys Evans intercept, and then the referee saying Bradford had knocked it on the last. They have done 4 sets of 6, and early on in the season, in weather like this, Luke, that's going to take a toll on anyone.
Absolutely. Bradford will need to try establish some field position in the Sheffield half now and just get some ball and stop, as the Danny Brough kick-off causes a bit of trouble. They'll need to keep Sheffield inside their own half and not give them any piggyback penalties, set restarts. They just need to start winning this field position battle in order to get back into this game quickly.
Bradford have Sheffield where they want them, literally 5 metres out from their own try line. Now 10, make that 12 on tackle number 3. Once again, Ross Oakes, Brad Gallagher, and here goes Gallagher again, also with Fleming. Don't forget, for those listening and joining us this afternoon, we'll ask you for your 3-2-1 towards the end of the game, and it's something we're going to try and do this year, as Sheffield have lost the ball now, and that was Jack Sanderson, who made his debut in that 41-16 defeat at Post Office Road. and Sanderson has put a big hit up on this main stand side, and Sheffield now have coughed the ball up, and the referee just wants to calm things down here, just wants to talk to Steve Crossley and the Sheffield captain Matt James, and he's said, ask Steve where he wants to place the ball, and Steve Crossley wants to place it in the centre of the field, and Bradford now have a chance to get back in this game. 14 minutes gone this afternoon. Sheffield Eagles leading by 10 points to 0 as Danny Brough now goes on a run towards the line. He's brought down 10 metres out underneath the Sheffield Eagles post. There's options on this right hand side, on the far stand side. If they're going to go straight down the middle with Doyle. Doyle tries to pinch one, and now Bradford have a set restart because Sheffield are guilty of not being back on the 10 and trying to delay the play the ball. So Bradford have a huge chance here. A fresh set of 6 as Murphy takes tackle number 1. 5 metres out, right on top of the Eagles line. It goes out wide towards Brough. Brough to Brown. Brown to Evans. Evans is halted 2 metres out from that Sheffield try line. Quick play the ball. Hamlet in at dummy half to Rooks. Rooks has another tilt and his run is halted. Bradford still 2 metres out. Is the dam about to burst? It goes to Brough. Lovely rainbow pass out wide. Oakes chancing at the corner. Pass on the inside to Pickersgill. Pickersgill's run to the line is halted. Bradford on the 5th and last tackle. It goes to Danny Brough. Danny Brough. Oh, it's like a spider kick into the in-goal area. And Danny Brough has forced a goal line dropout. Josh Guznek, he forces that one dead. And Bradford now building the pressure and momentum. 15 minutes gone this afternoon. And it is Sheffield Eagles 10, the Bradford Bulls 0. Luke Mawson, much better for Junkie.
Yeah, Bradford have looked troubling whenever they've been near the Sheffield line on the occasion they have. They just haven't been able to quite break the Sheffield defence yet. And we've just been informed, people, if you're listening and trying to access the Our League stream, Sheffield, who are providing today's stream, are looking into the issue and hope to have this resolved soon so you can get the access you paid for. But apologies for the inconvenience. Unfortunately, it's out of Bradford's hands and we're just waiting on a fix from a Sheffield perspective.
Bradford 12 metres out from that Sheffield line. Rhys Evans has it. His brother Ben will be making his debut in a little bit of a moment's time as it goes towards Dan Fleming. Close season sizing from Halifax. Bradford on tackle number 4. They're 15 metres out. Centre field position. Under the post. It goes towards Captain Crossley. Crossley, good offload out of the tackle. It goes back to Doyle. Doyle's on the diagonal. He tries to offload, but he can't get past Aaron Brown. And Bradford are on the last tackle. 5 metres out. Pickersgill's in at dummy half. It goes to Danny Brough again. It's another crossfield kick to Hamlet. Hamlet juggles the ball and he's knocked it forward with the try line begging. Chance gone for the Bradford Bulls. It was incredibly close. Ryan Miller was in attention there of Rhys Hamlet. And once again, we've just seen what Danny Brough can do. Whether or not he can do it all on his own until his partner in crime, Jordan Lilly, returns from suspension for that game against Halifax in 2 weeks' time. But so far, so good for the Bulls. 17 minutes gone. They've not put any points on the board, but they're certainly showing what their attack can do. Sheffield now just moving it over on this main stand side as Danny Brough comes across with Gallagher. So too Ross Oakes in that tackle. Sheffield Eagles 10. Bradford Bulls 0 this afternoon. Mick Gledell, Luke Mawson. Also going out on Bulls TV for those that are watching this in the future. As Isaac Farrell kicks early in the count. He's looking for a 40-20. And that is going to be a huge mistake there from Isaac Farrell because he's not got his bearings. And that one has gone dead in goal. And that's a tap on the 20 with Bradford having a 7-tackle set.
Another opportunity for Bradford now. There's certainly not short of chances for Bradford in this game, but they can't quite break through with stubborn Sheffield defence. So there'll be some positives for John Keir, but certainly from a defensive aspect, Sheffield have been in Bradford territory twice and scored 2 tries, so that aspect will need to be fixed up.
Rhys Hamlet has the ball for the Bradford Bulls as Bradford just do one of those sets of 6 where they let the forwards have a bit of a breather. Now out of dummy half it goes from Joe Brown. Brown still going. He's up to halfway. He's now inside the half. He's now inside the half of the Sheffield Eagles, and a forward pass from Joe Brown there has sent Jack Sanderson away down this main stand touchline past Rob Warrensey, but the referee on the spot there, no complaints from mine. That went a couple of yards forward, and it certainly would have been a 1st and 10 in the NFL if we were playing under those rules. So chance gone begging for the Bulls there. Jack Sanderson looks a little bit frustrated there, but he caught the ball and he was about to put the afterburners on there, was a former Castleford Tigers man. And now Bradford will have to muscle up in defence. Fast approach in the first quarter here at the Keepmoat Stadium as Anthony Fakhri. And that's one of the matchups we talked about pre-game. Fakhri against Brough. It really is going to be wonderful how that pans out this afternoon. As Sheffield once again, they go over on that left-hand edge with Josh Guzdeck, the former Dewsbury man. He's rolled over in the tackle. 40 metres out from the Bradford try line. It now goes to Farrell. Farrell cannot get past Rooks and Joe Brown. Evans has also come in for good measure. Bradford backed up inside their own 20-metre line now. 2 tackles remaining here for the Eagles as they took the ball down 20 metres out now there as it goes towards Aaron Brown, who gets to his feet and he'll play the ball. Fakhri will kick early in behind Pickersgill. Pickersgill has a lot of work to do here. Pickersgill swarmed on by those red Sheffield Eagles jerseys and Brandon Pickersgill will concede Bradford's second goal line dropout of the game, and it's another repeat set of 6 coming up here for the Sheffield Eagles. If you're just joining us, incidentally, it is Sheffield Eagles 10, Bradford Bulls 0. It was a blistering start from the Eagles after Bradford had some early pressure on the Eagles line, and it was a try to Aaron Brown off an Anthony Fakhri kick into the in-goal area, and Brown was the quickest to react. Nothing that Bradford could do, and I'm sure when you watch it back on the replay, you'll just see that it was just one of those fortuitous, lucky incidents that happen in this wonderful sport of rugby league. So Sheffield on the restart from the goal line dropout, about to make the first interchange of the afternoon, and it is Sheffield's new signing from the Batley Bulldogs, Tyler Dickinson, who's coming on to make his Sheffield Eagles debut. And Sheffield are 20 metres out now. The go with Burns to Farrell. Farrell, short ball, and Reece Hamlet comes in and wraps Farrell up. 5 metres out now. Sheffield looking for a third try right at the start of this game here as it goes now in the middle towards Oliver Davis. Davis is wrapped up. 5th and last tackle, the 10 metres out. It goes towards Fakhri. Fakhri to Guzdeck. Guzdeck to Warrancy. Warrancy's bundled into touch. And that was good defence there from the Bradford Bulls. And the Bulls doing exceptionally well. And Aaron Murphy was the player who cut across and just forced Warrancy's knee to touch this main stand touchline, and Aaron Murphy takes on the fluids. It's going to be a hot, humid afternoon here at the Keepmoat Stadium, and I think it's important Luke Mawson, with 21 minutes gone, Bradford kept their line intact. They've got to stay in the arm wrestle, not let Sheffield get that crucial third try.
Yeah, the next score is going to be massive and this early in the game, and there's not much of a midfield battle going on. Both, if you looked at the territorial stats, if we had them on us, Mick, I think it'd be pretty even across both ends of the pitch and not much in the middle. That's the way the game's gone so far. And a clever kicking game from Sheffield, keeping Bradford pinned in, and some really fast line speed as well, trapping Bradford in. So it's been a real tricky afternoon now for Bradford to get back into this game, and they'll certainly be feeling it after the defensive efforts so far.
Brad Gallagher takes a huge hit there from Brad Knowles and Michael Warrancy, and now it goes towards Rhys Evans, and Rhys Evans, the Welsh international, carries Bradford 10 shy of that halfway line. Bradford have just made one error in this half, and that was the forward pass from Joe Brown towards Jack Sanderson. Apart from that, it has been A-OK. Last tackle, says the referee, James Vella. Bradford on halfway. Danny Brough to Pickersgill. Bradford keeping the ball going. It goes towards Dan Fleming, who said forwards can't kick because that is perfectly weighted. Warrancy does well in the sunshine, and now Warrancy from his own 20-metre line. A risky pass in field to Guzdeck. Guzdeck to Miller now, and Sheffield, in those 2 passes, have taken the ball from this main stand side over to the far stand side, and they're 10 shy of halfway. Ryan Miller now to Warrancy. Oh, they were trying to steal the ball there, 1-on-1. There's the new ball steal rules in play there, and that was Joe Brown trying to steal the ball before the tackle was completed. Sheffield on the third tackle on the halfway line. They're moving the ball over on this main stand side. Goes towards Ryan Johnson. He's the second Sheffield Eagles player on debut this afternoon. He gets up to his feet. Quick play the ball. Burns to Guzdeck. Guzdeck looking lively, always a constant threat, Josh Guzdeck. And Sheffield 30 metres out on the last tackle. Fakhri kicks ahead. Brown's chasing on the inside. Brown's going to get there. And Brown has touched down for the Sheffield Eagles at the side of the posts. And Sheffield, they have extended their lead. It's now 14 points to 0. And you could see that coming a mile off here at the back of the main stand. Fakhri kicked ahead into space. Bradford's defence at 6s and 7s. Steve Crossley not happy about Summit, and he's having a word with the referee. But it's Sheffield Eagles 14, Bradford 0. And Bradford, they've conceded the try, just what they didn't want, as Ben Evans is about to come on for his debut here. Luke Mawson.
The bounce of the ball again, Mick. It's just not going Bradford's way at the minute. Thackeray's kicking games. He's got the ball on a sixpence and that bounced straight into Sheffield's hands, and certainly a tough opening 25 minutes. And every time Sheffield are near the Bradford line, they get the bounce of the ball in their favour and they're over. And unfortunately for Bradford, they're looking at a 16-0 deficit early on, and plenty to fix up. And especially with ball in hand, they certainly need to start making a mark and a dent on the scoreboard.
The kick predictor at 100% from in front of the post, as Isaac Farrell adds a crucial 2 points. He's 2 from 3 this afternoon. Aaron Brown has his second try for the Sheffield Eagles, along with Josh Guzdeck, and it is Sheffield Eagles 16, the Bradford Bulls 0 here at the Keep Moat Stadium. Well, you're listening to West Yorkshire Rugby League, also going out on Bulls TV. Mick Liddell and Luke Mawson here, and we just had a real lengthy passage of play where Bradford didn't concede. They were doing the hard work in defence, just lacking a little bit in attack. It's hard to get that momentum, certainly, out there on the field here against a very ferocious and fast Sheffield Eagles side. But Steve Crossley had a word with the referee there, and he's just had a lengthy chat with his players behind the posts. So it's how Bradford respond now, because they are in a bit of a hole here, as there's been a collision in the tackle, and a Sheffield man who I can't identify at this moment in time because the club doctor and the physio are just making sure he's okay. It was in a tackle with Tom Doyle as Dan Fleming leaves the field for Ben Evans. So both Evans brothers, it's almost like getting back in the TARDIS, going back to the Warrington days for Ben and Reese. So Sheffield Eagles 16, Bradford Bulls 0 here at the Keep Moat Stadium. We've already had 5 fantastic championship games. Just to recap those results, while there's a stoppage in play here, it was Halifax 47, London 14 on Good Friday. It was Oldham 28, Swinton 20, Featherstone Rovers 28, Batley Bulldogs 18, and then yesterday, York 6, Toulouse 21, and it was Dewsbury Rams 17, Whitehaven 8, and here goes Warrancy as play continues. Warrancy can't get past Pickersgill. Good tackle from Brandon Pickersgill. Warrancy's 10 metres inside the Bradford half. He'll get to his feet, he'll play the ball. Davey is on for Burn, so the 9 hooker position is interchanged, and Davey now goes right in there at the back, and that's a dangerous challenge there. Aaron Murphy and Steve Crossley are judged to have lifted Aaron Burns above the horizontal, and they've dumped him on the field. It's Sheffield's 3rd penalty in this half. It's right in front of the post. They once again will decline the 2 points, and they're going to hunt for 4 or potentially 6. It will be tapped there by James Davey. Davey gives the ball to Brad Knowles. Knowles is brought down just outside that Bradford 20-metre line. They'll now enter the Bradford 20-metre line with Isaac Farrell on a soft left-edged play by Anthony Fakhri. Brother Joe Farrell is calling for it on that left side, but they come back in front of the post as it goes for Fakhri. Fakhri now to Dickinson, the former Batley and Featherstone man, is brought down 10 metres out in front of the Bradford post. It's imperative Bradford hold their line here, and Sheffield have come up with the error 5 metres out. It was Farrell who dropped the ball under a challenge there from Reese Evans, and John Keir is about to make a double substitution, and it will be Billy Jowett, the former Wakefield Trinity Academy player who's been at the Bulls for the last 18 months. He's about to come on the field, and he will make his Bradford Bulls debut wearing squad number 27 alongside Levi Nzongu, the former Melbourne Storm and Hull FC man. Bradford Can they get some points before half-time? We've got 28 minutes gone. A lot of messing around at the play of the ball there. No penalty or no 6 again. Bradford up to their own 20-metre line with Steve Crossley. This is where they're looking for that impact. And a big, strong carry here from Ben Evans. And Evans does well. He's made 10 metres on his first carry of the afternoon in the red, amber and black. Now it goes on that right-hand edge. Adam Rooks carries Bradford 40 metres out from the line, 10 shy of halfway, just to the right-hand side of centre field. Back across the face of the post they go. Danny Brough to Levion Zongo. Levion Zongo carries Bradford up to halfway. John Keir making the changes at the right time as Doyle leaves the field for Jowett. Jowett's in there at dummy half. Bradford on the last tackle, on halfway. Danny Brough kicks towards Rob Warrensey. Warrensey takes that on the full, and Warrensey from his own 10-metre line carries the Eagles to around about the 25-metre mark, centre field position, as the clock says we have reached the 30th minute. So we've got 10 minutes to go to half-time. And there was a very, very loud slap on the chest there of Bradley Knowles as Ben Evans went in. But the referee said it was below the neck area, it was on the top of the shoulder, and that it was perfectly legal. And now Sheffield, they're up to the halfway line with Thackeray taking on that Bradford Bulls defensive line. Aaron Murphy comes in with Adam Rooks. Also Ben Evans in there as Sheffield now really take the game to the Bulls. It goes from Farrell to Farrell. Farrell looks to offload the ball, which he does towards Glover. James Glover's lost a little bit of momentum, and Sheffield now 42 metres out from the Bradford line. It's the fifth and last tackle, says referee James Vella. Farrell kicks it into open space. This is a real wobbler, a real difficult one, but Bradford dive on the ball. They did exceptionally well there, and it was Adam Rooks who was the quickest to react, and Bradford back in possession, albeit 20 metres out from their own half. We've got 9 minutes to go to half-time here. West Yorkshire Rugby League Bulls TV as Levian Zongo meets Bradley Knowles, and Tyler Dickinson head on, tucks the ball under that right arm, rolled over on his back, 15 metres shy of the halfway line. Billy Jowett now to Danny Brough. Brough looking for the 40-20. Warrensey's out of position. Is the bounce of the ball kind for the Bulls? No, it's not. Gulsdeck allows that one to just enter the Sheffield Eagles 10-metre line, and he will pick it up, and he's immediately wrestled to the floor there by Joe Brown, and Billy Jowett comes in as that second man. I think Luke Mawson, with it being 16 points to 0, absolutely imperative, would we not agree? Bradford cannot concede any more points as Sheffield get their fourth penalty. It's a fourth penalty of the afternoon to the Eagles. The referee says the ball has been stolen in the tackle.
Yeah, another one going against Bradford there. It's not been Bradford's day so far, is it, to say the least, and another opportunity for Sheffield in Bradford's half. Bradford just really struggling to get any sort of field position, and I can imagine there'll be a bit of a hairdryer coming out at half-time, and we certainly need a response. But as the changes have been made, let's hope the likes of Levy and Zongo, Webb and Skir can give Bradford a platform to get some points on the board.
Well, not sure what's happening with the streams, but Matt Adams says, good to hear Mick and Luke's dulcet tones. Again, someone's asking what's happened to Pulse 2. Well, I can talk about what's going on with radio and how the games are going to be broadcast this year at half-time, but at the moment, Bradford, after conceding that fourth penalty, Sheffield have the ball 20 metres out as it goes now towards Thackeray to Farrell. Farrell to Gulsdeck. Gulsdeck to Glover. Glover, pass one, pass two. Glover's over the Bradford line, but he can't ground the ball, although the referee will say he's grounded it, and it is going to be a fourth try. The referee still having a word with the touch judge. He's going to point the finger here. The music playing a little bit prematurely, but it is a fourth try to the Sheffield Eagles. James Glover taking the pass from Gulsdeck, and Rhys Evans just couldn't get there in time. It was a valiant effort by the Welsh international. It appeared from the back of the main stand where we're calling the game this afternoon that he had somehow managed to prevent the ball being grounded. Danny Brough now having a word with referee James Vella about that decision. Sadly, the try has been awarded. There's no video referee. The touch judge was happy that he had got the ball down. And I guess Luke Mawson, if we're being fair to the Eagles, if the referee's not called held and there's a bit of a wrestle in the in-goal area, I guess it's until the referee decides that he's held, and clearly he's managed to get the ball down before he has made that decision. 20 points to 0.
Yeah, we said the next score was imperative, and it came a lot quicker than we hoped, and for the wrong side, Mick. And you know, we're not sure what happened over there. We can't see the footage, and not many Bulls fans can, unfortunately, watching the stream, but Sheffield certainly enjoying their afternoon so far, and Bradford, whenever they get the opportunity, as Farrell hits the other upright, Bradford will certainly be wanting half-time to come as soon as possible just to fix things up, because 4 scores behind with a lot of work to do against a really solid outfit who don't look like breaking lines in defence anytime soon.
Well, perhaps a little bit of relief and respite for the Bulls there that Isaac Farrell hasn't brought his kicking radar with him this afternoon, or certainly turned it on. 20 points to 0, not insurmountable, but oh my word, with 6 minutes to go to half-time here, as Danny Brough gets the restart back underway. Those tries from Guzdeck Glover and the brace from loose forward Aaron Brown have put the Bulls in a real hole here. I guess if I'm going to cast a critical eye on the Bulls here, it's not so much the defence, it's the go forward, just looking for that spark to get them up the field. And that's probably why Eben Skur, Livy Nzongu and Ben Evans have all been introduced in the last 5 minutes. But make no words about it, Bradford are in a bit of a pickle here. As another good tackle there on Farrell by Reece Hamlet sees the half for the Eagles, dumped to the turf. Sheffield 5 metres shy of halfway. Aaron Brown, out of dummy half. Just goes a short ball there towards Dickinson. Dickinson gets to his feet, plays the ball. Sheffield on the last tackle, 10 metres inside the Bradford half. Thackeray, straight down the throat of Brandon Pickersgill. Pickersgill immediately brought down there by Ryan Johnson. And Bradford have the ball 12 metres out from their own try line. This is real tough attritional stuff. We knew it would be, as Ben Evans calls for the ball in centre field as Sanderson gets to his feet. Instead, it goes towards Ross Oakes, and Ross Oakes is brought down 15 shy of halfway, and Bradford, they have their second 6 again. So 6 again here as Sheffield just trying to slow the play the ball down. Eben Skur gets to his feet. Danny Brough's not heard the referee's call here. He's kicked thinking it was the last. The referee had said 6 again, and Danny Brough's kicked, but the Eagles have lost the ball. They've knocked the ball on, in their own 20-metre line. The referee says that one's gone backwards. I've seen those given. I've definitely seen those given, let me tell you. Another 50-50 call, ever so slightly going against the Bulls. But as we said, the Bulls, the architects of their own downfall at the moment. Danny Brough had clearly not seen the referee and the call, and now there's a chance with Sanderson exposed, and here goes Warrancy. Pickersgill has a decision to make here. Can he get hold of Ryan Miller? Ryan Miller to Warrancy. That's touched Warrancy's arm. That's a knock on, and right in front of our commentary position, Rob Warrancy's knocked that one on, and the referee says he hasn't. Oh my word, the Bradford Bulls, they will be incensed if a try is given here, because that was clear as day a knock on, but the Eagles played to the whistle, and they are going to cross out wide, are they? With Farrell, they are going to cross. It's a try from Joel Farrell. A hugely controversial moment in this game. When you watch that on the replay, it was right in front of our commentary position on this main stand side. It was Ryan Miller who had gone past Pickersgill. He had passed the ball behind him on a sort of like outside trajectory towards Wob Warrancy, and Wob Warrancy knocks the ball on right in front of us. I'm not sure where the touch judge was positioned. The referee, he could not have seen that because there were Bradford players obstructing his view, and unfortunately Lady Luck not shining on the Bulls here this afternoon. The Sheffield Eagles extend their lead 24 points 2-0. That try, because Bradford were all exposed, all on this main stand side. They couldn't shift the defence over on the far stand side, and Sheffield have a 5th try in this first half. 24 points to 0. Isaac Farrell, this could be a crucial kick if this one fails to go over, which it does. So, Luke Mawson, Bradford cannot afford to feel sorry for themselves after a bit of injustice there.
No, it's been quite a strange afternoon so far. Well, Bradford have had some good ball in Sheffield territory, not done anything with it, and coming up the other end, Sheffield look like they're going to score every time they attack. So certainly that communication defence needs to improve as Sheffield threw the ball from wing to wing. You know, the sliding line of defence didn't go across, and certainly a lot of improvement needs to be made defensively. The players don't look tired or look like they're struggling, fatigued. There's just something not quite right in that Bradford defence, whether it's communication or tackle technique, and that'll be certainly something that'll be brought up at half-time, I'm sure.
Bradford have the ball from the restart as Sheffield have knocked the ball on. The referee says it went backwards off a Bradford arm. Adam Rooks had possession for Bradford, and he kicks the ball forward, not realising that it wasn't a free play. And the referees now just give Sheffield their second 6 again because Bradford are struggling to get back. Again, very difficult to put words into pictures what I've just seen there, but it looks like the ball's gone backwards off Sheffield. Bradford recovered possession. Adam Rooks didn't realise that it wasn't a free play or it wasn't a knock on, and he kicked the ball forward and Sheffield got the ball back. So I think John Keir just wants half-time and Bradford not to concede any more points in the final 60 seconds of this first half. Sheffield on halfway, on the last tackle. Fakhri kicks it towards Jack Sanderson. This is going to be one almighty comeback if the Bulls do start the season with a win here. And with 30 seconds remaining, Sanderson, a good lateral run over on the far-stand side, and he takes possession up to Bradford's 20-metre line. Bradford just going to go through the motions, you feel, here. 20 seconds left in this first half. Joe Brown will play the ball. It'll go from Danny Brough out of dummy half to Brandon Pickersgill. Brandon Pickersgill's brought down 15 metres out, shy of that halfway line, centre field position. Danny Brough now to Levi Nzongo. Nzongo mixes it up there with Dickinson and Farrell, and he's brought down with 10 seconds left at the end of this first half. What can the Bulls do here? Danny Brough, the ball's gone backwards off a Sheffield arm. That will be 6 again, will it? Referee says no, we're going to be on the last tackle, and this will be the final act of the first half here because the clock says 40 minutes gone as he goes straight down the throat there with Warrency, and Warrency now is going to carry the ball up towards Oakes and Sanderson, and he's brought down 20 metres shy of the halfway line. Well, there you go, there's your answer. The countdown clock is not the actual clock as Anthony Fakhri kicks early, and now Sheffield Eagles have a chance for another try, and it's a sensational try from the Sheffield Eagles. Were the Bulls clock watching? I'm not sure. Anthony Fakhri kicks ahead to James Glover. Nothing that Pickersgill and Evans could do about it. And if you're a Bradford supporter listening to this afternoon on West Yorkshire Rugby League or rewatching it on Bulls TV, it is 6-0 in this first half here. The Bradford Bulls, an uncharacteristic performance, it must be said. And there goes the hooter. So there was 70 seconds of added on time. Not quite sure if the Bulls realised that that was the official clock or not. I certainly thought it was being stopped on the referee's actions. And a chance now for Isaac Farrell to put the Sheffield Eagles up by 30 points to 0. Well, it's going to be interesting to see what John Keir thinks of this first half performance, but he's certainly going to be raging. There's no questions about that as Farrell attempts the conversion, and it's only the missed kicks from Farrell that are potentially giving Bradford a chance in this one. Just 2 from 6 attempts.
Is Bradford doing the basics right this second half, staying in the game, completing the sets, trying to get a couple of scores on the board, and we're certainly not expecting Bradford to come back and turn this game around, but we certainly want a big improvement on the first half.
Well, we're back up and away here at the start of the second half. Are we about to see a From Hall-esque Bradford Bulls comeback? They were certainly out of the sheds quicker than the Eagles. I think they've had a John Keir hair dryer blasting, and it's imperative Bradford score next in this game to have any realistic chance as Eben Skir, Levi Nzongo and young Billy Jowett bring down Tyler Dickinson on tackle number 3 for the Eagles. The Eagles, though, they've had 2 weeks off just like the Bulls to perhaps feel a little bit sorry for themselves after those Challenge Cup exits to York and Sheffield, to York and Featherstone. But here come the Eagles on tackle number 4 now, 5 shy of halfway. Farrell gets to his feet, plays the ball. Now it goes towards Glover. Glover puts the fend in on Hamlet. Can't get past Rhys Evans. Good defensive set here from the Bradford Bulls. Sheffield restricted to just 40 metres, and they're on the 5th and last tackle. Back it goes towards Isaac Farrell. Farrell, boot to ball. Pickersgill does well. Bradford have the sun in their faces at the start of this second half. And let's see what Bradford can do on their first set of 6. with 80 seconds gone at the start of this second half. Bradford going from left to right now here at the Keepmoat Stadium. Jowett to Oakes. Good line there from Oakes. 5 metres shy of halfway. Back down the middle. Here's the human wrecking ball, Eben Skur. He's made 10 metres for John Keir's side. And Bradford are on tackle number 4 now. Centre field, inside enemy territory. As it goes back down the middle channel with Levi Nzongu. Fifth and last now. Bradford 30 metres out from that Sheffield try line. They look to find Danny Brough. In fact, they go with Pickersgill. And we're going to see a bit of creativity out wide from the Bulls. As Ross Oakes has the ball. And Oakes realises he has to put a little bit of kick in. And that one just rolls along this lush green playing surface into the arms of James Glover, who had 2 tries in that first half for the Eagles. 6 tries in total. Aaron Brown with 2. Ryan Miller. Josh Guzdek. And 2 to James Glover. Forward pass from the Eagles. Missed by the officials again on this main stand side. Miller's away. Kicks it ahead of Pickersgill. Pickersgill has to turn and he will pick possession up for the Bulls in their own 20-metre line. And Brandon Pickersgill's caught high. And at long last, Bradford have their first penalty of the afternoon. And it has taken 43 minutes. And once again, if anybody's messaging me or Luke Mawson or anyone else at the Bradford Bulls, the Hour League stream has nothing to do with either the Bradford Bulls or certainly myself. So please contact the Rugby Football League and I'm sure they'll be able to put you in the picture. So, West Yorkshire Rugby League and Bulls TV here at the Keepmoat Stadium. Sheffield Eagles 28, Bradford Bulls 0. 37 minutes left for Bradford to get something from this game as Ben Evans carries the ball. Fierce competitor. Jowett out of dummy half. Bit of movement. Decides to go left. Brought down. 35 metres out. Nice little run there from Billy Jowett on his debut. Danny Brussin at dummy half. It goes towards Pickersgill. Pickersgill shows and goes. Pickersgill takes the line on. He's still going, Brandon Pickersgill. He's brought down 5 metres out. Bradford now, the purring. It goes to Brough in centre field. Brough kicks it through. Perfectly weighted. Can Glover escape? Yes, he can. Was that the right option or the wrong option there from Danny Brough? They were calling for the ball out here. Was Evans, Brown and Hamlet. But I tell you what, if you're going to turn over the ball with the early kick there from Danny Brough, Sheffield now struggling for momentum because 3 tackles gone. They're 5 metres out from their own try line. It's absolutely imperative the Bulls do not give a 6 again, a set restart or a penalty. Evans, Jowett in defence there for the Bradford Bulls. The Eagles on tackle number 4, only 10 metres out from their own line as Farrell is caught on the shoulder and he's offloaded the ball backwards towards Fakhri and Fakhri's knocked it on. A chance now for the Bulls, 10 metres out in front of the Eagles posts. We've had 44 minutes gone on the clock and Ben Evans, he's calling for the ball there. Danny Brough's having a little bit of a conference call. Is this the moment the Bulls get themselves back in this game? 28 points to 0. They've got a full set of 6 here. Right at the start of the second half, Pickersgill looking very lively on that left edge. It goes from Jowett to Skur. Skur really is like a human wrecking ball there with those pull table legs. Quick play the ball from Skur. Bradford have numbers on this left-hand edge as it goes from Danny Brough towards Ben Evans. Evans, his run halted there by Aaron Brown. Back in centre field, they'll go with Danny Brough. Danny Brough takes the line on. Levi Nzongu has got entangled with a couple of players. Brough plays the ball under the post. Billy Jowett, is it a try on debut? It's a penalty though, because Billy Jowett has been caught high there, says the referee. And Billy Jowett now goes back to the 10. Danny Brough has ball in hand, and this is incessant pressure from the Bulls. A third set of 6, and you almost suspect if they're not going to score, then they'll not score all afternoon as Levi Nzongu has a tilt. He's rolled over on top of the Eagles line. Jowett tries to pinch one. Jowett's lost the ball. And Bradford, after 3 consecutive sets of 6, Billy Jowett, perhaps a little bit of inexperience there. After Levi Nzongo had sucked in 4 Sheffield Eagles defenders, Jowett thought he had a chance, and in the act of trying to get the ball down on the line, the ball come out, and Sheffield lived to fight another day, and it's Sheffield 28, Bradford Bulls 0. Luke Mawson. We've had 6 minutes gone at the start of the second half. A much better response.
Yeah, certainly. They certainly got served a couple of volleys from John Keir at half-time based on as Anthony Thackeray breaks through, and we're looking like another Sheffield score here with Sanderson chasing back. 10 metres out, they've put the brakes. Oh, he stepped inside. That's another try, and it's Isaac Farrell. Completely against the runner play at the start of the second half, but that's the way this game's gone. And another hammer blow for Bradford this afternoon.
Well, straight after Billy Jowett had lost the ball on the Sheffield Eagles try line, Sheffield made it up to tackle number 3. And it was the second row forward, Oliver Davis. A punching 40-metre run down the heart and soul of this Bradford Bulls defence. He didn't know what to do with the ball. He looked around for support. As Luke Mawson quite rightly said, a valiant chase back by Jack Sanderson. And it's a try to Sheffield, number 7 of the afternoon. And this could blow out now here. You've got to feel for Bradford as Farrell attempts the conversion attempt from right in front of the post. We've had 47 minutes gone on the clock here this afternoon. 7 tries to 0, and that is Farrell's first try of the afternoon. Can he add an extra 2 points? And it's only because he's not had his goal-kicking radar switched on that the scoreboard hasn't blown out further. But it is 34 points to 0 here. And we have had 48 minutes gone on the clock this afternoon. West Yorkshire Radio and Bulls TV, myself, Mick Gale, and Luke Mawson. I'm guessing there's a lot of unhappy Bradford Bulls fans, Luke Mawson.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately there's been issues with the Hour League stream this afternoon, which has added to the woes from a Bradford perspective. But certainly Bradford looking great field position at the start of this second half, and to lose the ball and then concede within 3 tackles. Good hit there from Levi Nzongo. We need a lot more of that, and we've certainly missed that in the first 45 minutes of this game. But certainly from a Bradford fan's perspective, it's not been a great watch so far, and we just got to hope the last 30 minutes of this game are better.
Sheffield move the ball over on the right-hand side. They're 10 shy of halfway on their own 40-metre line. Play the ball there from James Davey. Back again to Thackeray, to Farrell. That's Isaac to brother Joel. Joel's brought down on halfway. 5th and last tackle here for the Eagles on the restart. It goes to Thackeray. Thackeray boots the ball. Goes towards Pickersgill. Pickersgill's going to trap the ball with his foot on his own try line. And now Bradford, 100 metres to go for their first points of the championship season. It has been a bitterly disappointing afternoon. John Keir watching on right in front of our commentary position here in the technical area at the Keepmoat Stadium. He looking very calm and pensive, but inside he must be absolutely furious as Bradford have a penalty here. Danny Brough catching the Sheffield markers offside. 4 penalties to 3 the count. Is this the moment for the Bulls, because they're going to have a full set of 6 inside the Sheffield Eagles half from the halfway line? Reece Hamlet to Ben Evans. Evans rolled over on his side. A metre inside the Eagles half. Jowett to Brough. To Eben Skir. Good offload from Skir to Gallagher. Ross Oakes has juggled the ball forward, and Bradford have come up with an error on tackle number 2. Bradford's 5th error of this game, and a chance has gone begging. 30 minutes remaining here. Could be a long afternoon for the Bradford Bulls. 34 points to 0 they trail, and as we said in the pre-season, the Bulls a narrow defeat against Swinton by 26 points to 22 before lifting the Joe Phillips Memorial Trophy against the Keighley Cougars, 22 points to 18. They did have that defeat in the Challenge Cup, but as John Keir quite right to say, there was a lot of positives from that performance, certainly keeping Featherstone in the arm wrestle for long periods, but that's not been the case here this afternoon as Sheffield now lose the ball with Anthony Thackeray, quickly spilt by Levi Nzongo. First knock on from the Eagles on halfway. This will be a play the ball to the Bulls, another fresh set of 6. Luke Mawson, 29 minutes left for the Bulls to rescue something from this game.
The game's just gone into a bit of a scrappy spell where I thought, certainly from ball in hand perspective, it was actually quite high quality in the first 45-50 minutes of this game. We just had to see a bit of drop ball. But Bradford in this second half has certainly enjoyed more possession in the Sheffield half than they probably did for the entire first half. So certainly a response from Bradford in this second half, but certainly not. Danny Brough firing a long pass out wide, intercepted by Warrenson, but he just took a step into touch as he tried to race away there. So a let off for Bradford and another opportunity for a fresh set in Sheffield territory.
That was very nearly an 8th try to the Eagles. Bradford now having to fight the scoreboard and the clock. And Bradford have another fresh set of 6 now, as Luke says. And we can't keep saying, is this the moment? Bradford have to create that moment. Who is going to be the spark and the catalyst to get the Bradford Bulls back in this game here as it goes from Jowett towards Evans. Evans is brought down 35 metres out, right in front of the post. Tackle number 1. Now it goes from Jowett to Skur. Skur is brought down 20 metres out. Good 15-metre run there from Eben Skur. Jowett, bullet pass to Brough. Brough along the line. Bradford at long last are firing. That's touched Rob Warrence's hand first. This will be another repeat set of 6 for the Bradford Bulls. Ball has ended up being fired into touch, but it was that bullet pass from Danny Brough forced forward by Warrency, and Bradford now 10 metres out. A chance to turn 36-0 into 36-4 or 34-6. Levi Nzongo, tackle number 1. I tell you what, without 3,000 fans inside the stadium, which there probably would have been, you hear the heavy collisions. Danny Brough now towards Pickersgill. Pickersgill just brought down there by Brown. Rolled over for good measure. The Eagles backed up on their own try line. It goes to Levi Nzongo. Levi Nzongo tries to reach out and score. He's pushed back in the field of play. Can Bradford open their championship account in 2021? Danny Brough kicks through for Brown. Brown can't ground the ball. And that is going to compound Bradford's misery here at the Keepmoat Stadium. There's anguish and despair. It was similar to Brandon Pickersgill's effort in the Challenge Cup against Featherstone. Danny Brough, a perfectly weighted kick into the in-goal area. All Joe Brown had to do was ground the ball. He couldn't. He's knocked the ball on. And Sheffield now have that 7 tackle set now, and they're already up to halfway. Well, if that was the moment for Bradford to score, it clearly was. And as it is, Bradford now facing that big fat 0 as Sheffield look to put more points on. They're 10 metres inside the Bradford Bulls half as it goes towards Farrell. Now it goes to Fakhri. Fakhri, a short pass on that right-hand edge. The ball's been lost and it's picked up by Brad Gallagher. And Gallagher now has the ball for the Bradford Bulls. He's given it to Sanderson. Sanderson is away. He comes on a mazy run over on this main stand side. And Sanderson keeps hold of the ball. And he's had a flop there from Farrell. It is a flop. Referee James Vella says that's another set restart. Bradford's 3rd of the game. And Bradford now another opportunity. Sheffield have that scoreboard well and truly in their favour, but Bradford, they're going to keep plugging away, looking for that first try. Can Joe Brown make amends? Beats 1, beats 2, runs forward, brought down 20 metres out. Just to the left-hand side of the posts here at the Keepmoat Stadium. Here goes Pickersgill. Pickersgill fires it along the line. It goes to Gallagher. Gallagher's rolled over, and the 12 metres out from that Sheffield line now. Danny Brough back in centre field. Lays it off. No, he doesn't. Dummied it towards Evans. It goes to Rooks. Rooks is through a gap, and Adam Rooks will open the try scoring for the Bradford Bulls. It was Brandon Pickersgill. His pass on the outside to the support of Adam Rooks, and the former Hull Kingston Rovers man has opened his account in the red, armour black of the Bradford Bulls, and at long last a positive there for the Bradford Bulls. It's taken 55 minutes and it's 34 points to 4.
Yeah, especially in the second half. I don't think anyone can watch this and think Bradford haven't threatened. They just haven't had that finesse and that final ball or final control with Joe Brown the play before. But, you know, they've been forcing errors from Sheffield this second half, and they've certainly enjoyed the territorial advantage in this second half, and it's finally paid dividends on the scoreboard anyway. So there's a long way to go, but certainly in this second half, signs of life from the Bradford Bulls.
Danny Brough adds the extra 2. He goes out to 3 from 4. He was 2 from 3 in that defeat against Featherstone. Luke, is that the catalyst? We talk about sparks, momentum. Bradford, they get the 6 again. They capitalise immediately. All on this set now here.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be the catalyst for a comeback as such, but what it needs to be, the catalyst for improvement, because it's not been good enough the opening 60 minutes in this game. So that needs to be the platform and the foundation for what's going to come, not just in the last 20 minutes or so, but in the games moving forward as well. We certainly know this Bradford side is full of quality, but it just hasn't happened for them this afternoon. And what we've seen in the 15 minutes in the second half is what we need to see for 80 minutes.
Bradford on the restart. 6 points apiece then in the second half. It's just a shame that the first half performance couldn't mirror this second half from the Bulls. Sheffield Eagles players saying no penalties, and here come the Bradford Bulls down the middle. It's Billy Jowett inside support, and Joe Brown's away. Joe Brown, he's got too much toe on Ryan Miller, and we said there was a spark, a catalyst. Sheffield look gassed. They're out on the feet. The Bulls have gone back to back. And do not divert your ears away from this one this afternoon. We have 23 minutes left here this afternoon on West Yorkshire Rugby League and Bulls TV. And the Bulls, they have gone back to back. We said it was the catalyst.
Certainly what we've seen in the second half is, if we'd have seen this across the full 57, 58 minutes as has gone so far, you know, it would have been a much closer game with Bradford maybe even shading it, because they've shaded this second half. And as you know, as John spoke about in previous games, it's turning those patchy performances into full 80 minutes, and that's exactly the same this afternoon. These last sort of 10, 15 minutes have been much, much better, and the absolute bare minimum what you expect from a rugby league side like Bradford. So it's a platform, it's a catalyst for further improvement. You know, we'll see with the last 21 minutes of this game whether it can be a catalyst for anything else, but you know, it's certainly from a Bradford perspective, better to see them attacking and being clinical with their opportunities.
I hope this is not one of those games, Luke, where Bradford get a couple of late tries and then we're left to rue on some 50-50 decisions and some frailties from Bradford in offence. Billy Jowett not grounding the ball on the line. Joe Brown not grounding the ball after that kick from Danny Brough. There's still a long, long way to go in this one. 21 minutes left on the clock here this afternoon. West Yorkshire Rugby League and also Bulls TV. Sheffield 34, Bradford 12, but back-to-back tries from Adam Rooks and Joe Brown, who has opened his account for the season, has seen the Bulls giving themselves a little bit of a chance here in the final quarter here and there. 30 metres out from their own try line, and once again, as we said, Sheffield looking a little bit tired and gassed here as Matt James has forced the ball, dislodged it, and it's another penalty to the Bradford Bulls. And when I said that Sheffield looked gassed and tired, I'm just looking at the body language. Sheffield, the gaps are appearing. They don't want to make the tackles. They don't want to be infused like they were in that first half. And there's a chance now for Bradford to potentially add more points here, because Bradford, in the blink of an eye, have scored 2 tries and they've got a fresh set of 640 metres out from that Sheffield line. Let's not write off the Bulls just yet, as Steve Crossley has come back out there on the field for his second spell in this game. Jowett out at dummy half. It goes to Danny Brough. Danny Brough goes probing, puts Gallagher through a gap. Gallagher 20 metres out, brought down there by Bradley Knowles. 18 metres out now, Bradford. Second tackle gone. They have to score on this set you feel to keep up that momentum. As Edmund Skur goes down the middle. Edmund Skur's brought down 10 metres out. Quick play the ball. There's chance for Bradford out wide. But Danny Brough is going to be called back. Edmund Skur has come up with an error. And Bradford, oh, it's another chance, another close shave. 34 points to 12 here at the Keepmoat Stadium. And that is another close shave. And Bradford, well, I guess the onus is on the player to play the ball. It was a very quick, hasty play the ball from Edmund Skur, and the referees just to judge the academy product. One of 9 in the side this afternoon. He has lost it forward in the act of playing the ball. But guess what? You turn over the ball 10 metres out from your own line, your opponent's line, sorry. You've got a chance to put in a good defensive set. What have Sheffield got here? Oh, Matt James, big collision there on Ben Evans, and then Ben Evans gets straight up like Rocky Balboa in the ring. And Evans now comes in with a second tackle there on the number 9, James Davey. And Sheffield Eagles now up to halfway. Fakhri to Knowles. Knowles is brought down in a three-man tackle. Good defence there from Crossley and Jowett. Last tackle for Mark Aston's side. Davey fires it straight to Fakhri. Fakhri with a show and go. Here goes Anthony Fakhri. He has support on the inside. It goes towards Guzdic. Guzdic back to Fakhri. A sensational try. A sensational try for the Sheffield Eagles. But Anthony Fakhri's lost the ball over the line. The referee said it's been knocked out by a Bradford player. I think it's Sanderson. They've awarded the try, have they? No, the music's playing, and Sanderson's got the ball. Unbelievable passage of play. I think it was Sanderson who punched the ball out in the act of scoring. It happened so quick. But the Eagles, they thought they had try number 8. The Bradford Bulls directors sat below, they had the head in the hands. Well, here comes Eben Skur, and Eben Skur's away. Skur inside to Pickersgill. Pickersgill's got the ball. Pickersgill line open. Pickersgill's brought down. 15 metres out. This game has really come alive in the last 15 minutes. And we've just hit the hour mark. It goes wide to Danny Brough. Danny Brough's gone for glory. His pass has been picked up by Anthony Fakhri. Fakhri against Ben Evans. Reese Evans, the two Evans brothers. It's a valiant chase back, but Fakhri's in at the corner. And that is heartbreak there for the Bulls. Just after that barnstorming, blistering, bulldozing run from Eben Skur. And one more time. Well, it certainly feels like it. It's another Eagles try. And that now is probably the game. 38 points to 12. Luke Mawson, what an absolutely frenetic passage of play.
It's a crazy game, is rugby league. It looked all on that Bradford were going on that side, and the Sheffield centre read the play really well. I think it might have even been Thackeray on that right edge for Sheffield. Read the play really well and raced clear. And there's been times in this game where Bradford have been, if you probably look at set for set on lines, and Bradford have probably had more sets on the Sheffield line than Sheffield have on the Bradford line. But when you look at the scoreboard, it's unbelievable, really. The amount of sort of breakaway opportunities Sheffield have scored from, it's ridiculous, and gobsmacked. It looked all on like Bradford were going to score, and they're certainly improving in the second half, and that's a massive hammer blow. I'm speechless.
The kick predictor, 32% for Farrell. It's right in that far stand corner. The sun at his back, and the kick predictor is right. Just 3 from 8 attempts, and had he been kicking at 100%. 48-12, and it is. It's 38-12, and we're about to see Aaron Murphy come back out on the field, and also Dan Fleming for Ben Evans and young Eben Skur, who really has made an impact off the bench. Danny Brough kicks long and deep, straight down towards Joe Farrell. Farrell with a hop and a skip and a jump up to his own 20-metre line. Well, I think when we come to reflect on this second half performance, Bradford have shown that they can go toe-to-toe with the Sheffield Eagles and have created more than enough chances. We talk about Jowett dropping the ball, Joe Brown, you add them to the tries to Rooks and Brown, and this second half is 24 points to 10. But as we said, the damage done in the first half, and you've just got a question now, can Sheffield regain that second wind as it goes towards Farrell on halfway? That's Isaac in the halves, brought down by Murphy and Hamlet. Burns in at dummy half. Goes down the middle channel with Paddy Burns. And Paddy Burns, the interchange forward for the Eagles, is rolled over 38 metres out from the Bradford line. On that fifth and last tackle in centre field, it goes towards Fakhri. Fakhri keeps the play going towards Farrell. Farrell gets the ball away to Glover. Inside support to Fakhri. It does go from bad to worse. Eagles back-to-back second wind. They have found their mojo and momentum, and it is the Sheffield Eagles 44, Bradford Bulls 12, and this one now could be about to blow out after that minute Bradford Bulls revival. Luke Mawson, your thoughts on that, please?
It's very similar to what we saw in the Featherstone game, isn't it, Mick, where Bradford at the start of the second half came out all guns blazing, and then it just tailed off, and there was a bit of a capitulation, and unfortunately it looks like it's happened again. And the worrying thing is it's nothing too amazing from Sheffield either. It's, power plays on the last, and they're cutting through Bradford like a knife through butter. And that final pass there, was it forward? We couldn't quite tell from here, but it's been given. And Sheffield, all of a sudden, from looking a bit tired and jaded, they're looking rampant again, and that'll certainly worry John Keir with 13 minutes still left on the clock.
Kick predictor, 82%. This time a bit more favourable. Isaac Farrell between the posts. 4 from 9 attempts this afternoon. And on West Yorkshire Rugby League and also Bulls TV, it is Sheffield Eagles 44, the Bradford Bulls 12. And I think the worrying thing for John Keir to take out of this is perhaps the soft opening, but also the way that they've clearly fallen behind in this game. Very, very disappointing, and I've got to be brutally honest, this is one of the worst Bradford performances that I have seen in many a year. As Bradford go for a shallow restart, the ball's being knocked on by Sheffield. Chance here for the Bradford Bulls now. 44-12, 15 minutes left. Can Bradford build on something, because this game's gone, there's no questions about it, this game's gone. It's all about putting the processes and procedures in place to try and get something and build towards that Halifax game. And let me tell you, after being at the Shea on Friday afternoon, Halifax, there'll be no easy beats. Here goes Danny Brough to Pickersgill, to Brown. Brown, wrapped up, 12 metres out. Just to the right-hand side of the post. Rucks in there at dummy half. Goes towards Dan Fleming. Good strong run from Dan Fleming, 8 metres out. Crashed on his belly there. Jowett's in there at dummy half. Short scoop towards Danny Brough. Brough goes wide to Pickersgill. Pickersgill with a bit of mazy footwork. He's lost his momentum and goes backwards. Bradford 10 metres out. 20 in from the far stand side. Back in centre field to go with Danny Brough. Danny Brough towards Murphy. Murphy's brought down there by Matt James. And Matt James pushes Murphy back right in front of the Sheffield Eagles post. Bradford have halted their run here. They're on the last tackle. It goes to Brough. Brough will put boot to ball, will he? He can't, although he manages to offload the ball to Crossley. Steve Crossley now. Bullet pass to Brown. Brown kicks ahead into the in-goal area. Far too much on there. And I think we've just seen Bradford lose the cool, lose the heads on that set of 6. It's all over the shop this afternoon for the Bradford Bulls. And despite that error from Sheffield, Bradford just losing it when they wanted that composure. I think, when you talk about the big words, as Sheffield given another set restart now, Bradford holding on at the ruck, says the referee. Although Sheffield have lost the ball, and Ward Brovensey appeals, and the referee will say it was Dan Fleming and Steve Crossley. So the penalty count, just 6-4, 10 penalties, 6-2 Sheffield, 4 to the Bradford Bulls, and we've had 3 set restarts apiece. Well, it's certainly going to be an interesting conversation when the press and media speak to John Keir at the post-match press conference after this game. But there's 10 minutes left. Hopefully Bradford can stop that Sheffield Eagles red wall tide, although they've offloaded the ball in the tackle there, and it goes towards Farrell. Joel Farrell's brought down. 20 metres out now from the Bradford try line. Chance for Miller. Pass has gone into touch there from James Glover. Sheffield coming up with error number 7 of the afternoon, but they lead here by 44 points to 12. What we expected, Luke, last 10 minutes? Is it all now about focusing on Halifax? It is 2 weeks away, and I guess for John Keir and Mark Dunning, the club do have that 2-week breathing space to reassess their options and where the side currently is at. I know from speaking with Simon Grix on Friday, Halifax are going to arrange a pre-season fixture next weekend. I'm not sure if the RFL had let Bradford do that, but that potentially might be an option. Halifax, after that thumping win over London, they want to keep their match freshness up. And what are your thoughts on where do Bradford go in the final 10 minutes?
I think you just want to see what we've seen in the first 15 minutes of this half. It's been a 15-minute performance rather than a 40, 50, 60-minute performance today, and the scoreboard shows that. So they'll want to, last 10 minutes, do the basics, get the field position, show they can compete in that arm wrestle, and certainly look towards that Halifax game, knowing what they need to improve and what they do. There's been elements of this game where Bradford have been on the Sheffield line. There's a bit of a scuffle, breaks out in the middle of the pitch. Pretty innocuous challenge it looked at first, but the referee's lost control of this one. Bit of frustration boiling over, I think.
Well, there's 2 mini brawls here, and there's been punches flying aplenty. Brad Gallagher comes in to try and stop it out, but I think we're going to see Oliver Davis for the Sheffield Eagles sitting down for the final 10 minutes. The referee has stopped the clock, and with 9 minutes remaining here, Bradford probably do not need this because we've already a couple of players suspended. Any further players identified by the disciplinary won't do John Keir or the Bulls any favours, but Steve Crossley, to his credit, is talking to the referee there, and when one of your players has a punch thrown at him, that tribalism takes over. Referee James Vella has the job of sorting out the 2 sides here. He'll take the report from the 2 touch judges, and we'll see what happens here. But Bradford next in action against Halifax, a Sunday evening at the Tetley Stadium in Dewsbury for the Sheffield Eagles, an away trip against the York City Knights. Referee James Vella going to the map pocket here, and it is going to be 10 minutes in the sin bin for, I'm not sure who the Bradford player is. I think, is it Danny Brough? Who we're not sure who he's actually shown the card to here. Well, he's going for Isaac Farrell. Sorry, Joe Farrell is now pointing at. So it is. It's Danny Brough and Farrell in the bin. Is it? Have I called it right?
So you meant to just stand there and get punched?
Yes, he's actually gone for Danny Brough and Joe Farrell are the 2 who are going in the bin. Well, Danny Brough is stood there. Well, what about Oliver Davis? He was throwing the punches.
What are you meant to do if you... Unbelievable. You're meant to just stand there and get your head knocked off. What an absolute joke.
The referee is going to give Bradford their 5th penalty of the afternoon. Well, if this is the championship and what it's all about, then who knows where it's going to take us this year. But again, the young Australian referee, James Vella, getting a bit of criticism this afternoon from certain quarters. But I got to say, Danny Brough, I'd love to watch a replay because Danny Brough was trying to separate him. And it was Oliver Davis, the second row forward for Sheffield, throwing a few haymakers. Bradford, 8 minutes left. Can they get something out of this game here? A little bit of something to take into that game against Halifax. Billy Jowett out of dummy half. Brought down 20 metres out here. Rooks is in there at dummy half now. Bit of a slow pedestrian play of the ball, but Sheffield really pushing their luck as Steve Crossley goes down under contact. Steve Crossley's been taken out here. Well, that should be 10 minutes in the sin bin because Farrell's just gone straight in with Brad Knowles on Steve Crossley right in front of the referee, and he's finally gone to the back pocket here, and he's going to send Farrell to the bin. Well, I don't want to be too critical of the referees here, but we've had this going on for the majority of the game, players running in, and the referee with 7 minutes left on the clock is going to stop the game now, and he's finally going to have a word with Anthony Fackery, who's the vice captain with Matt James. So this game is going to finish with 12 on 11 in almost comical circumstances. Not comical for Steve Crossley, who was taken out in a big tackle there by Farrell. So both Farrells are off the field. Always fiery characters. Can Bradford get a 3rd try? Goes towards Murphy. Murphy to Pickersgill. Pickersgill's pass has been intercepted there by Warrensay. It does go from bad to worse. Someone blow the full-time hooter now. I've had enough. Get me back on the Azuma, back to Bradford. It's 44 points to 12, and we've got 5 minutes to go to full time now, says the countdown clock, as Ryan Miller goes on a bit of a run out of dummy half. He's 25 metres out from the Sheffield Eagles line as they just go straight down the middle here. Just happy to run down time as Blake Broadbent gets a bit of a leg drive there. Murphy comes in with Fleming. Bradford just defending now. Sorry, it was Gallagher and Murphy. Here goes Fackery. Short ball. Goes out wide. That time, Sheffield keep hold of the ball. They're on the 4th tackle. It's Oliver Davis, who probably shouldn't really be on the field, but I guess when it's happening that quick and there's so many players getting involved, very difficult for the officials. Last tackle, says the referee, James Vella. Sheffield on the halfway line. Fackery, little chip over the top, straight down the throat of Brandon Pickersgill. Pickersgill does well, and he takes a huge bell-ringing hit there from Bradley Knowles. Sanderson has taken an arm from Glover to the face. He goes down right in front of John Keir. John Keir watching on, right in front of where Reece Hamlet has the ball for the Bradford Bulls. Well, the next 2 weeks there's going to be a bit of soul searching for John Keir and the Bulls, and Reece Evans offloads the ball in the tackle to Jowett. There's been a lot of effort in this second half from the Bulls, sadly lacking in that first half. Second half, it's 16 points to 12 on the scoreboard. Pickersgill kicks early in the count, but once again that has just gone straight down the throat, and Sheffield are happy to take that, and fullback Josh Guzdeck, under no pressure whatsoever, will get to his feet and he'll play the ball 25 metres out from his own try line, and Warrancy now has space. Sheffield have numbers on the inside and the outside. It goes wide to Ryan Miller. Miller goes past Pickersgill, and Sheffield have a chance now to put 50 points on the Bradford Bulls, because Ryan Miller goes around and underneath the post, and it is going to be a disastrous start to the season, because just like that, the Eagles, their fourth try of this second half, and they have 11 men. Bradford down to 12. It does go from bad to worse, and it is Sheffield Eagles 48, the Bradford Bulls 12, and that was just Bradford's ineffectiveness to slide across there. Thackeray somehow getting the ball out, and Miller, Pickersgill, to be fair, was trying to come across, but Miller just had a couple more metres head start, and his superior speed took him past the Bulls fullback around and underneath the post. So 48 points to 12. We're in the 76th minute here, as James Glover adds the extra 2. Farrell's in the sin bin, remember, so he goes from one. So there's a couple of players with a brace of tries this afternoon. James Glover with 2, Aaron Brown with 2, and Anthony Thackeray with 2. Well, a lot of people are sending a couple of messages in. I'm not going to make excuses for the Bulls' performance. Very poor, going to be a very long season if this level of performance that the team is going to produce. An important game, in my honest opinion, and nothing short of a disaster. Those are just a few of the comments from the Bulls fans watching or listening to us this afternoon. A couple of minutes remaining here. Certainly one of the worst performances and worst starts to the season I've seen in a number of years. I think you've got to go back to... referee stops the clock. No, he don't. He allows it to continue. Sheffield just had a player down there. Here it goes now with Blake Broadbent. But I was just trying to recollect a worse opening than this, and I really can't. I think it was the Mick Potter era when Bradford played either Wigan or St Helens at Odsall, and I think it might have been 38-6 when St Helens beat Bradford at Odsall after Peter Hood had done the pledge season tickets. I think it was St Helens opening game at Odsall, and Bradford were put to the sword that afternoon, and they've been put to the sword here. A lot of work for John Keir and Mark Dunning and Lee Beattie to do in the next 2 weeks as the clock hits 40 here. That's 80 minutes to me and you, and we're into time added on. Luke Mawson, I've got to ask you this, a man of the match.
I'm going to give it to young Billy Jowett on a debut. I thought he'd come on, and he certainly brought a bit of spark and a bit of life to the Bradford attack, and nearly got over for a try himself, but he managed to set up Joe Brown, and he certainly gave a good go on his debut. He certainly looked fearless, so I'm going to give it to young Billy. Bradford
have lost the ball backwards off of Joe Brown, picked up by Pickersgill. Well, I'm looking at the stats. Bradford, they've made 7 errors. Sheffield have made 7. There's been fighting this second half. There has been commitment, and I know John likes to talk about that desire. We have seen that desire as Tom Doyle back out there on the field for Billy Jowett. He's brought down 10 shy of halfway. Well, it'll be a party for the Sheffield Eagles for the remainder of this Easter Sunday, as Brandon Pickersgill, half chance there, brought down 2 metres inside the Sheffield half. Bradford on the last tackle. Gallagher's in there at dummy half. It now goes to Brown. Brown kicks it straight down the middle, And that's a little bit too much on that one from Joe Brown. And Steve Crossley urges Bradford to set their stall on the 30-metre line in the Eagles' half. Sheffield have a 7-tackle set here, but I think it really is damage limitation in the final seconds here. But when you talk about the commitment, composure and patience, certainly John Kay will not be happy, and I'm under no uncertain terms that John will not class this as an unacceptable performance, certainly in the season opener. So Sheffield, with perhaps the final set of 6 of the game. It's Sheffield 50, Bradford 12. Just Rooks and Brown, the tries for the Bulls. Sheffield 10 tries to 2. It has been scintillating and emphatic. It could get worse yet for the Bulls, as a good tackle from Hamlet brings down Guzdeck on the halfway line. In there at dummy half is Burns. Burns to Miller. Miller now on this right-hand side offloads the ball off the back of Joe Brown. Sheffield have the ball back, and the referee will say it is a play the ball to the Sheffield Eagles. We've had 2 minutes of added on time here at the end of this game as Fakri tries to kick ahead for Aaron Brown. He's on for the hat-trick. That one finds touch. And someone sound the hooter, please. Someone end the pain and the misery for the Bradford Bulls supporters listening and joining us this afternoon. Billy Jowett gets the man of the match from Luke Mawson. I was going to do a 3-2-1 and post it on the Bulls Live Facebook page. I might do later. Let people calm down a bit, but it's obviously a very disappointing and frustrating afternoon for John Keir. But like I say, the season is played over 21 games, 21 rounds. Rome wasn't built in a day, but obviously Bradford have certainly let themselves down this afternoon. Still playing on here, nearly 4 minutes of added on time as Doyle out a dummy after Crossley. Crossley towards Rooks. Rooks has been a strong performer from the Bulls this afternoon in the sunshine. 5 shy of halfway. Brown in there at dummy half. It goes to Crossley. Crossley up and over halfway. Now it goes to Brown, to Brough. Sorry, not to Brough, to Murphy. Murphy was trying to offload the ball to Pickersgill, who was coming on the inside, and there was just a little bit of a gap appearing there in the Sheffield defence from Oliver Davis and Blake Broadbent. And Pickersgill has put the ball down, and that will be another play the ball here to the Sheffield Eagles as we are 20 seconds away from entering the 5th minute of added on time. And the hooter will end the pain and the misery for the Bradford Bulls. A difficult start, a difficult first outing for John Keir and the Bulls. They have gone down here at the Keepmoat Stadium in